Okay guys, quick update with Bitcoin. So I'm going to give you key levels to pay attention to. I'm also going to show you another technique, how to use these parallel channels to find points to get in and get out. I use fib channels, but now I'm using parallel channels to create my fib channel structures. Parallel channels are probably the best tool. I mean, trendline first, parallel channels, and then fib channels. But again, I'm going to teach you how I use these parallel channels to find points to long and short. And we're going to look at some key levels right now. You can see we're at resistance right now. If we get above that point, you probably want to go long up to, and I'll show you that next point. This might be a point too short. I'm waiting right now to see what happens if we break back into this this channel right here. So the previous video, guys, this one, this was 3 days ago. By the way, 8,000 views, only got 500 likes. Come on, guys. If you appreciate the content, show me that you appreciate the content. Just take a second, hit the like button. I hate asking for likes, but apparently if you don't ask, nobody will. So again, if you want to show that you appreciate this content, that's how you do it, guys. Hit the like button. And I'm trying to teach you, I'm trying to help you find these points to get in and out. The least you can do is just hit that damn like button. You know, maybe leave a comment. And some people mentioned that they've subscribed but not notified, not getting notified about videos up. So make sure to tick that notification bell if you are subscribed. So in this video, I showed you how to create this fib channel chart from this parallel channel in Coincatch. Go back and watch this video. This chart played out beautifully. I'll put a link to this video now if you want to check it out. In that very same video, I told you that I was going short, and then that I was also going to do a trigger order. I showed you how to do a trigger short when you break support. I showed you exactly where I was going to enter. That played out beautifully. So to go back and watch that video. Guys, if you want to sign up for Coincatch, it is a no KYC. Using a VPN, you can use that to your advantage. If you want to learn how to trade on Coincatch, this is a tutorial video I put up showing you how to create an account, how to transfer funds to a futures account, and how to use tools to trade. I'll link this video now if you want to check it out. In Discord, this is the short. Notice I had my resistance. I had my stop loss to close my short at 94,322. I added to my short at this point. I was already in a short. See this red line. I was at a loss, but I was pretty confident we would not get above this point. So I wrote it up, and you use a lower margin, and then you add to your short as you push up if you expect to drop. And then I showed you guys in that previous video that I was going to do a trigger short to double down on my short at 92,800. That played out beautifully. You can see we dropped, came down, and we broke that support level. And I told everyone, this was December 30th, I said, don't get greedy. If you make good profit, it's okay to take it and enter another point. I took profit at 92K. Was letting everybody know that your next key support level was 91,090K. And I was showing you could put a stop loss above to get stopped out. I wanted to go ahead and take profit. I made enough profit on that short, and it was very possible we could push up from this point because we were close to key support levels. We did drop down to about 91,300, push back up, so I'm glad I took profit. Guys, don't get greedy. Right now, I think the best thing to do is just scalp because they're going to send this up and down until we get to that ring, which we'll also cover. I did cover in the previous video. I also mentioned how much the Dow was down. So again, these parallel channels are amazing tools. Like I said, we're currently at resistance, if you'll notice. And this was, this is that macro yellow trend line I was talking about in the previous video. And we were able to catch that short. Basically, I just extended out this channel we were in. That became our resistance. I've got a wick up to it, but we're still underneath that yellow trend line. And then I was showing people, I teach you guys how to use these tools to your advantage. This is just having fun with parallel channels. What I did was I took that parallel channel, the yellow line was here, I pulled it down, but that still gives you that point in the center, but it also gives you other points to play. And I'll explain this in Coincatch when I show you how this works. But we pushed up, and the price is now above that yellow resistance trend line. If we continue up, and we're going to cover the central Bollinger Band of the daily. That's a target above. But notice right here, this we got rejected. We came down. I drew this trend line, and this is a point to watch. This red line right here. We pushed up. I said love when that happens. We hit it. We got rejected. We came up, tapped it again, and you can see we dropped from that point, just barely above it. That was your resistance. Again, this is that parallel channel. And we started dropping, and this is where I said, I just wanted to point out that 92.7 looks like a very key support level. That was a point too long. And you notice that I created this this is a trend line that price is respecting. And remember, price wasn't this far yet, but I had basically just taken this yellow trend line and created a parallel channel. You bring it up to the meat of the candle, then you drop it down to where that center dotted red line matches that yellow trend line as support. That gives you this point down here. So since we were above that yellow macro trend line, testing as support plus the bottom of this channel, that told me that was a point too long. And you can see we pushed up from that point. And take note, look at that. The next point I had above was 96,767. And take note where we're at right now. You can see right here. So this is a point you potentially want to be shorting, is a 96,789. I mean, that's pretty damn accurate. I mean, look, 92,776, 96,769, or 767, 96,767, and you can see we're right at that point. So you get along 92,766 up to 96,789. And again, you can't get access to these live charts, guys, if you want to sign up. The website's optimalcrypto.com. If you do sign up, guys, to the $49 a month option, which gives you access to Discord, Bitcoin charts, altcoin charts, do make sure you email me through the website, through the contact page. I'll verify your account, and then I'll send you a Discord invite link. So, guys, before I show you how to use those parallel channels, which are basically just these I have here, your current resistance right now is 96,800, so you'd be short from that point. And this is just playing these channels. Your most key support right now, if we drop, it's going to be around 94,000. And the reason for this is because we have this, again, if you go back and watch that previous video, I explained how important these fib channels are and what they represent. So that is your strongest support, but you also have this parallel channel as support as well. So that is a key support level. If that breaks, well, then we're probably heading down to around 91,500. That would be bearish if we break 94K. If we do push up, the next resistance level to pay attention to is around 98K, just above maybe. There's a lot of liquidity there, and we might not make it to that point. We might get a wick to it. I'll show you why that's the case. This has to do with the central Bollinger Band on the daily. And we need to cover the DXY, because the DXY has been on a tear. So I did cover, basically how, we played this. Price came down. This is a point too long. I'd like to put out videos more often, guys. Again, if you want to show your support, hit that like button. I will get more videos out. So let me show you really quick. So this is that chart I created in the last video in Coincatch. By the way, guys, you can sign up for Coincatch. That link is pinned in the first comment description. Just want to show you how I did this. So when you create a parallel channel, and this is the second tool down. But notice if I just draw over this point, now this is the direction price is moving. You start right here. So what I do is as I pull it up, and I try to pull it up to just, now this is on the 1 hour. I try to use the meat of the candle, right? So notice the meat of the candle right here became perfect resistance here. We're under that point now. And then I try to pull it down to where I get something to match. So notice that I've got, and if I zoom in here, you see that dotted line. Now I can change the color of this to get it to match my chart, this chart right here. See, it's just a red line, yellow line, a red line, red dotted line, and a yellow line. I haven't changed colors in Coincatch yet, but basically just to show you, we are at resistance, so that's why you'd be shorting this point. Your next support level is just below at 96,522. But I'm just showing you how I create these and find these points. So notice by doing this, it's kind of weird doing this in here, but notice by this center dotted line is what I'm talking about. Notice that right there, all right? That's the center of it. And what that does, it allows you to find, and actually, in the actual chart, actually I came down to this point here, right to the meat of the candle, ignoring the wicks. And that puts the center right here. And by doing that, again, you get your resistance here, resistance there, and it also gave you your resistance when we broke below this point, which was basically right here, right? So again, using these parallel channels and then extending them out using the dotted line where there's a key support resistance level can help you find potential points to short above or if we drop points too long, or that potentially could be resistance. The next parallel channel that I created, I noticed that this was support, this line right here. So basically, same thing, guys. I just went here, went to parallel channel. Where's that? So right here, parallel channel. So basically, you can just follow up, create your trend line. You know price is respecting it. I brought it up to where it was just above, right above the meat of the candle, right in here, and then you pull it down, right? And I got that. See that center dotted line? See the center dotted line right here? All I did was pull it down to where that, right here, where support was. And that gave us this point here too long. Not to mention, I mean, if you created this chart yourself from that last video, you would have seen that price is respecting that perfectly. So your point too long was around 93K. And on this chart, the way I created it, we had this yellow macro trend line. We broke above was support, was bullish. We pushed all the way up, came down to support. So since we were support on this parallel channel and this yellow trend line, that was a point to go long. Now we're at resistance, so we need to pay attention. If you get above 96,800, well, you don't want to long or short 98,400. And I'm not so sure we make it to that point. Again, that is because that's the center Bollinger Band on the daily is sitting right here around 97,000, let's just say 600. So that would be a potential point to short. I'm not saying we can't push above it. Notice we got a wick above it here. So I would pay attention to that target. There is liquidity up around 98K, so it's possible we could get a wick up to 98K and then come back down. Now, I'm not implying we are going to push up to 100K, but if you look at the book maps, there is a lot of liquidity up around 100,000. Now, again, this line out here, we'd have to push up to 100,800, but I just want to make you aware there's a lot of liquidity up around 108,000. So it is possible. But again, I would be short from this point, 96,800, down to these levels. If you break 94K, expect around 90. And you can pull this out, guys, right here. Let me pull this out without messing it up too much. Actually, I'll just extend it right. So again, there's some confluence here. Actually, you'd have to drop straight down and hit this point. But your next major support level is around 91,600. If that breaks, we have a lot more downside. But notice we're getting rejected at this point, and we had this target way in advance. But your key level you're paying attention to right now is 94,000. If that breaks, we know we have some more downside. Your first support level to pay attention to, notice this right here was support, right? So this will be support again. Plus you have this trend line that was resistance, will flip as support. So your first support level to watch, if we break, which looks like we are now, 95,627 to 95,495. If that breaks, then we're probably headed down to around 94,000. That would be a point too long. If that becomes resistance, we're headed much lower, like 91,394 or something like that. But I just want to show you that technique. Next video, I'll try to go more in depth with these parallel channels. I just want to give you an idea and show you how they work. Let's move on. So again, do pay attention. We were above this this center Bollinger Band on the daily, but notice we still get wicks, guys. We get wicks below. So this is the center Bollinger Band right here. But notice we got a wick below it. We kind of made contact, pushed up, got a hell of a wick down here, but we were basically above it. Now we are below it. Notice we pushed up, got a wick. We really didn't get above it much right here. So that is a point to pay attention to. We could wick above it up to 98K. Now, if there is a lot of liquidity at 100K, maybe that's a trap. Maybe that's to make people think we're going to push that high. I don't know. I just play one level at a time. So just know that the central Bollinger Band on the daily is around 97,690. And we have resistance right now at 96,800. That's where I mentioned in Discord. That's a point too short. If you push above that, 98,409. And yes, if we get above 98,400, get bullish to potentially take out that liquidity around 100K, because these are the next major key resistance levels above, and that would take out that liquidity at 100K. But I do think this is where you should be short from, 96,800 at this area. If you get above that and hold a support, I would be shorting 98,409. But those are your key support and resistance levels on the hourly. Guys, keep a lot of people aren't paying attention to the DXY. The DXY is on a tear. The next point to watch for rejection for the DXY is around 109 up to 110. And actually, if it continues up the way it is, you can push all the way up to potentially 111, which would be insane. Your current support for the DXY is around 107 down to 106. But do pay attention, guys. While Bitcoin has been pushing up, something's going on. If the dollar's pushing up this high, that means something with the global economy. Other currencies are crashing compared to the dollar. And maybe a lot of people are jumping into Bitcoin, other countries, and that's pushing the price up. But just seeing the US dollar push up this much, it means something big is probably coming. So I would pay attention to that. Let me make sure I gave you all of your targets. So again, guys, be short from 96,800. We get to above that, hold as support. Next point to long to or shorts around 98,400. I would definitely go in heavy and short at that point. If we get above that, then more than likely we're taking out 100K. Otherwise, there's no reason to push up that high. But these are your key levels to pay attention to, and we need to cover that ring, which I forgot. So that ring, and that is on the D1 chart right here. Again, we're still a long ways from that ring. As I mentioned in that previous video, we're probably going to be in a pattern, and we're trying to find out what that pattern is. As price moves along, we'll eventually figure this out. But again, we are, where's my tool here? So we are still, at current price, since we pushed up a bit, we are now about 90 days, 93 days from that ring. I do expect when you cross this ring or make contact with it, we'll get a major move. I do go back and watch the previous video. I went into detail about that. But again, we could make contact with it and push up, or cross it and drop. It depends on if we're below or above these key support levels. I did cover these levels in the previous video. But just remember, guys, the central Bollinger Band, for below that, that's just going to be bearish. If we hold above that as support, well, then we're probably headed up, take out 100K. And again, guys, if you want to get into leverage trading, Coincatch, great option. You can sign up, that link's pinned in the first comment description. And do watch this tutorial video. I do teach you how to use the tools in here to trade. And guys, it's simple as this. If you want to enter a trade, you just go to market, put in how much you want to enter. If I put in $2,000, it's actually really easy to do a stop loss and your take profit. You don't have to. You can click on take profit and stop loss, but if you want to, you could just go sell short, hit confirm. All you have to do is drag up where you want your stop loss, hit confirm. That's your stop loss. Drag down where you want to put your take profit, and boom, now you have your stop loss you can adjust, and you have your take profit where you want it. So again, very easy to enter trades and set up your stop loss and your take profit. You can also manually put it in, and you can actually, if you click under advanced and you go under P&L, well, I have to be under a different, you have to actually put it in. Let's see, limit, advanced. Oh, you have to put in an amount. Sorry guys, didn't plan this video out too well. You have to put it in the amount, and if you go under advanced and you click under P&L, then you can actually see how much you'd make or lose depending on where you put your stop loss or your take profit. But again, very cool feature. I do suggest you try Coincatch, guys. It's a great exchange, and they're adding to it all the time. But that is a very cool feature. You can see I'm already up right now on this short. Price is dropping. I would be short from this point, like I said, 96,800, maybe 96,900. If we get above that and hold a support, then we're more than likely headed to take out 98,400. But that's it, guys. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.